I'm Dave Pearce. I'm Chief Winemaker for the New Zealand Wine Company. We were the first carbon neutral winery in the world, also the makers of Sanctuary, which we'll get to later. Also a director of Aura Sustainability, which is a consulting company that looks at sustainability issues primarily around the carbon field at the moment. Quite a lot of experience around sustainability. We've been known for a long time as one of the more sustainable wineries in New Zealand. We, as I say, also helped set up a company about sustainability, and also around the first carbon neutral winery in the world. Obviously carbon neutrality, as we considered it, the biggest sustainability issue the world was facing. Certainly not. The road to market is too difficult, and the consumer's not actually being presented with the opportunity to see, feel and taste sustainability, because it's not in the interests of the gatekeepers to allow them to do that. Clearly, we've given this a lot of thought. I'm not particularly in favour of regulation, but I think structure is what is required, and how that structure is implemented is for others to decide, not I. However, the supermarkets, which are, I believe, the road to market and the road to education, supermarkets have a role. They currently collect tax for the government. I can't see any reason why the government, or anybody else for that matter, couldn't insist that the supermarkets collect, let's say, 5% of the carbon that they put across their tills. If they were to do that, of course they would not wish to have to pay for that themselves, and they would pass that directly on to their suppliers. Those suppliers would not wish to pay for it. They would pass it directly on to their suppliers, and we would have an organic model that actually worked. In year 2, it would be 10%. In year 3, 15%. In 5 years, you'll have 25% of the world's carbon going across supermarket shelves, being paid for by somebody. I suspect the biggest issue would be finding the carbon credits to actually make a system like that work, not actually implementing it, nor finding the political will to implement it, nor actually that the supermarkets would mind, because if the playing field were level, everybody would be quite happy to play. Well, the gatekeepers have got control over what happens in their own supermarkets, needless to say, and one of the things they could do immediately is have a carbon neutral section in their supermarket. Again, if they are suddenly responsible for 5% of the carbon going across their till, the first thing they're going to do is make customers aware that there is a need to actually buy something that's carbon neutral, because that's part of the 5%. Obviously, carbon neutral wine sections, carbon neutral food sections, carbon neutral every other section would be an absolute no-brainer.